RDMS.
Whenever I do fight again, I need Christian Reynoso there on commentary. Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Reynoso. Noso, Christian here. What an episode we have ahead of us as I'm sitting down with a guest, somebody whose career I've followed for a very long time, and just days away from fighting in the co-main event of UFC's Noche 3 as he takes on David Martinez, 19-time UFC veteran, currently the #9 ranked bantamweight in the UFC, and the heavy hitter out of the New England Cartel, none other than Rob Font.
Well, man, I don't know. That intro was awesome, man. I appreciate that, man. I don't know if the intro was awesome or your name's awesome. Reynoso Noso. That's a sick name, man.
Bro, I appreciate that. You can thank my Dominican daddy for giving me something that gives me something with a
awesome.
ring to it. Yeah.
That's
Bro,
huge, man.
I appreciate you so much sitting down. Like I said, I'm a longtime fan, man. And that's, I think, why I had that intro queued up and in the barrel, because I know a lot
Let's
about you,
fucking
dude.
go.
And like I said, man, you're a busy guy, but doesn't get much busier than this. You're about to have your this huge fight coming up, your 20th fight in the UFC, and this for Noche UFC 3, taking on David Martinez. I know you're already in Texas. How's everything
Yep.
going? Getting ready, my man?
Great, bro. Great. Actually, I've been out here for the last like 6 weeks, man. I feel great. I was training at Kingsway just to kind of check it out. Going to Ryan, John Danaher's and Gary Tonin's new school, and I was just there for supposed to be 2 weeks. And end up getting the call to fight on the Noche card. So I just stayed, man. I'm loving it out here. San Antonio's I haven't explored it just yet. I just got out here yesterday, but I'm loving Austin, man. Austin's been a great time. So yeah, man, feeling great. The weight's good, ready to go. We got an opponent, and I'm ready to go, man.
So let's talk about that, because you did, like you said, you took the call and you signed the dotted line to fight at Noche, but it wasn't initially against David Martinez. You were initially going to be fighting Raul Rosas. I
Yep.
know that's a fight you had your eye on for a while. We're going to get to the matter at hand with David Martinez, but let's just talk about that real quick. You get the call. It's time to fight Chiwiwis. I knew it's the fight you wanted. You know, for Noche UFC, that must have been like, I don't want to say a huge letdown, but I know you're excited for that one.
Yeah, no, I was definitely excited for him. He has a huge buzz going on right now. He's young up and comer, but he's buzzing right now. And what better than Noche to fight a guy like that on, in the co-main event. We were there were talks about us fighting after Dominic Cruz pulled out. His name got thrown into the mix. I was supposed to fight Dominic Cruz in Seattle. He pulled out, and his name got thrown into the mix. Didn't end up happening, but so I always kind of knew, we would eventually fight. He called me out a couple of times, so I figured, yeah, eventually we'll get to this fight. And unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened, but he got injured, so it was a little letdown. Was a little like, oh man, it sucks. But obviously UFC works fast, and they found us a different opponent.
Yeah, yeah, like you mentioned, he had called you out before. I remember. I'm gonna take it back, and you may not remember this. It was UFC 287 after your win against Adrian Yanez. In the post-fight interviews, one of the journalists, instead of asking you about your fight, brought up Christian Rodriguez beating Raul Rosas on that very card. And I remember, I don't know why this stands out in my mind, bro. I remember watching that, and you kind of had this look on your face. You're like, yeah, I mean, he's young, whatever. And you kind of moved on. And I remember thinking, like, I don't know if you like that they're talking about this young up and comer when here's this guy that's a true veteran of the game, and they're taking your moment to talk about that other guy. And it was like, it kind of got implanted in my mind. So I was always wondering if that fight would happen. So it's a shame.
Yeah,
But
it was kind of awkward, because it was like he just lost, he just
yeah,
lost.
right.
Not even did he lose. He got like, for the most part, outclassed. Like he got
Right.
outclassed in that fight, and I was very and if you go back and look, I picked Christian Rodriguez to win that fight. I actually I seen him warming up in a fight in a local fight in Philadelphia. I think it was CFFC, I believe.
CFFC,
Yeah,
correct.
and I'm like, man, this kid is good. He was there with Sergio Pettis, or not, the Matador, got his name, damn.
And Manny Sanchez.
Manny
Manuel
saying
Sanchez.
he was there with him and all those guys. I'm like, man, he's got trains with the Pettis Bulls. I'm like, he's fucking good. And I'm like, this kid's slick. And then when I saw the matchup, I'm like, no, I'm telling you, man, this guy is good. I watched him warm up. I watched him do his thing. And then he goes out there and wins the fight. And then I'm like, yeah, so I'm picking him. And it wasn't nothing against Raul Rosa. I just thought he was getting slept on, and like he wasn't getting enough respect. And then obviously you saw what he did when he went out there and he handled business and he looked real good doing it. And then it was just like to kind of like go out there and knock out Adrian Yanez, and then to come, we're still talking about this young guy that like he just, saying obviously just lost, kind of just got exposed. It was like, whatever. So I did blow it off, but I knew eventually we're gonna get to it. It's just I don't know, man. It's like a thing right now. I'm like the old guy they all want to throw the young guys at. So I'm like, but I'm ready for that. I don't mind that at all. It keeps me busy, and I'm gonna just keep proving them wrong.
And dude, at the end of the day, it's not like you're the number 9 bantamweight in the division. It's not like you're the old man gatekeeper. You're like,
Yeah,
I mean, you are still at the top of the game.
yeah,
So here you are, and with that being said, and whether I don't remember if it was that interview or another one, I've heard you vocalize in the past, like you're not looking to fight backwards, and I completely understand that given the stage of your career, all of your accomplishments. But given the situation, big card, last minute opponent change, it seemed like you were very willing and ready to sign the dotted line for whoever they put in front of you.
yeah, 100%. I definitely want to fight. I wanted the opportunity to fight for Noche. I don't want to fight backwards, but I'm in a weird spot because I fought most of the top 10 anyways. So it's kind of like, and I know they're not too big on rematches. So the only guys that are ahead of me that I could potentially fight would be like, obviously like Sean O'Malley, Peter Young, and Song Yudong, guys like that. So like those are big fights I definitely look forward to and I definitely want to happen. But I'm also not afraid to kind of like, but again like, it is kind of hard to just step up on short notice and make 135. So like I didn't expect a name like that to kind of pull up short notice. So I knew once Haru fell off, I knew it was going to be, saying another up and coming, which again I wasn't upset about. I'm just happy they found somebody that I could fight.
Yeah, and a tough guy at that. So obviously, like I look over notes and stuff leading up to this, and I was looking over his record, and I was like, this sounds familiar to me, and I want you to tell me if it sounds familiar to you too. So he's currently 12-1. He got to the Contender Series at 10-1. He makes his UFC debut. He picks up a performance of the night knockout in his first fight.
It's your
Sound
boy.
familiar?
It's me right
24,
there, man.
2014, you hit the
Yeah,
UFC, you
yeah,
fight George Roop,
yeah,
knockout of the night in your first fight. So not only is this like a scenario you're familiar with, you've lived this.
yeah, yeah,
You've been David Martinez before.
yeah,
Granted, you never got locked in at that stage in your career against
yeah,
somebody of your caliber,
yeah.
but what does kind of being able to like see it from your perspective, what do you think that gives you stepping in kind of as, I don't mean anything about negative, but as like the old lion
Yeah, no,
stepping
no,
in to
like
take on the young cat?
it is what it is. My age, I can't change my age. It is what it is. I will tell you this though. I'm not, my ring gauge is not that old. My age is old, but I started this pretty late, and I do believe I came in at the time where guys weren't sparring too crazy, So I don't have the, like these gym wars. I wasn't in that type of environment. I also didn't wrestle or box growing up, so I don't have those nagging injuries that most boxers or wrestlers have. So like my ring age is pretty young. My age is getting up there, but I feel great. I'm feeling fresh. And as far as like I've been in this scenario before with Adrian Yanez, Kyler Phillips, even my last opponent, it's the same exact story, and then I also been in his shoes. So you said, I know exactly what he's going through. I know the pressure he's going to feel. I know, I know, he's gonna love being out there in San Antonio. There's gonna be a bunch of Mexicans out there just, roaring. So
Yeah.
so like, and some people can't handle that. Some people might do too much with that type of, that type of crowd, type of feel, and that type of environment. Or they lower it down and they don't show up to their best potential. So we're gonna find out with this guy. But regardless, saying I feel like I've been there enough with veterans and young guys too that I know I can ignore all of that and just do what I have to do. I've lost 7 times in the UFC. I've won, I believe, 12 to 13 times in the UFC. So I've been there and I got that experience, and I do plan on using that to my advantage.
with that being said, we don't have to go into game plans or anything, but switching from Raul Rosas, who's largely considered a grappler, to David Martinez, 12 wins, 10 of them coming away by way of knockout. You're going from grappler to striker.
Yeah.
I get it, bro. You're Rob Font. You could do it all. But does it change, like, has it changed your perspective, or you just kind of keep hammering away with what you're doing?
So man, like it's easy to say now, and like I'm not like trying to be tough or nothing like that, but I really, really don't believe I'm fighting until I get to fight week. My original opponent, from the local scene to even the UFC, I've had at least 12 opponents switch out just like this. So this is like, so my plan is I always approach these camps with we're doing what we got to do for striking, we're doing what we got to do for grappling, we're doing what we got to do for jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. So like I I'm not a stranger to this, like literally in the UFC, it's been 9 different people that I've supposed to fight. Even my debut was I was supposed to fight somebody else. So
Yeah.
um it obviously, like, I was grappling a lot, obviously trying to fight Raul Rosa, but at the same time I'm still boxing, I'm still hitting pads, and I'm still sparring with MMA guys as much as possible as well. So it's not like this big gap of change. If anything, I get to maybe push my grappling a little bit more, what I'm saying, look for more takedowns now and mix it up a little bit more. As far as game plan goes, I take away his leg kick, I take away his right hand, like it's going to be a long night for him. He's going to have to wrestle me. He's going to have to outstrike me, and I believe that he hasn't been in that position to where guys are going to back him up. They're going to make him work harder than he's used to, and I do believe once I find my jab, it's going to be a long night for him. He's I believe 5'7", 5'6", kind of shorter than me. I'm gonna have the longer reach. I feel like I'm going to be the bigger opponent in there. I think this is going to be similar to, like, again, the Kyler Phillip fights, where if I back him up, take away his kicks, take away all that spinning shit, and keep that pressure on him, it's going to be a longer night for him. And if I make him work more than he has to, I think for him feeling that for the first time is going to be shocking to him.
Yeah, I mean, you like the fact that you can go back into like your archives of fights and be like, it worked against this fighter, it worked against that fight, like, and you have that sort of ability to kind of see the different routes that you could take. It seems like you have a pretty good gauge of like what can and can't happen, or like you're kind of just preparing yourself for the different
Yeah.
sort of mindsets.
100%. You know what? With a guy like this, it's a lot easier to say than do. But like, I just can't be in front of him for too long. He gets comfortable when you're right there for him to strike. If I'm moving or pressing him back, it doesn't seem like he can just sit there and get off the big right hand, the big low kick. It does seem once he does get super comfortable, that's when he starts adding in more of a flair. You
Mhm.
see more of that karate kind of style come out of him more. But until he gets comfortable, it doesn't come out. And I plan on being on his face or not even there for him to hit. So he never really gets comfortable. Again, easier said than done. Some fight night, anything can happen, but that's basically the game plan.
Yeah, and while we're talking about like kind of training and these last minute preparations, one thing that I find really interesting and impressive about what you're doing, at least looking at your social media, you mentioned you're at Kingsway already, right? Or you
Yeah,
were there already and you're continuing to train there. One thing I know is a lot of fighters when they try to acclimate themselves to a city and they get there early, all they're looking for is a space, right? They're bringing their coaches and they're gonna find a space at a gym or a cage somewhere. But what you're doing, it catches my attention because it's unique. You're there and you're training with Gordon Ryan. You're still taking in knowledge and you're taking advantage of I mean, I saw you're at 10th Planet Austin,
yeah,
tons of killers there.
yeah,
Again, Gordon Ryan, the true GOAT.
yeah.
You're taking advantage of the fact that you're in Texas, right? And you're taking this all in. So is that, I mean, I know it wasn't initially part of the plan, but how is that working for you right now? Like not just being in the like get on weight, get in shape, but you're still a student and getting ready all at the same time.
100%. It actually started in Nashville. I was in Nashville for Calvin Cater's last fight, and I started training at 10th Planet Nashville out there with all those guys out there. And then I'm like, man, I'm halfway to Texas. I might as well just, go out there and train. And then we started stayed for 2 weeks. It was supposed to be 2 weeks, and then it ended up just staying out here. I was like, man, like, I'm taking classes. I'm taking John and Gordon's classes religiously. Gary Tone is going to be in my corner. So I'm really buying into the system. I'm really like catching on to what they're doing, and like it's so impressive, man. The skill set and the level that these guys operate. It's like I have a whole new appreciation for like triangles arm bars now. The most basic submission you can think about, like it just like blows my mind the way they break it down and the way they do it. And it's like it's one thing to see the instruction, but then when you're there and you're asking questions, it's a whole nother ball game. And to feel that pressure and see that saying see the instruction and the way they break it down and feeling all the young kids in there, just they're just this such a good group. I dive in, and then even out here, I'm actually going to 10 Planet San Antonio to get some work in tonight after this, and I won't be taking classes like I would, but like I'm still gonna pick the brain. I'm gonna be in there trying to pick the black belt's brain, see what they think, and see what I can add to it. And I do believe that like I am a student of the game. I'm not just saying it, like I really am. I dig deep and try to learn as much as possible and try to implement as much as possible come fight night. But also I know when to shut that off and just get into a fight and just fight.
Um, Now, assuming that, and by no means are we trying to look past your current opponent, but your mind frame, it just seems like as it should be, right? You're very positive about how everything is headed. Everything seems to be coming together, despite some moving parts. It really
Yeah.
does seem to be falling together for you right now. So let's just ask it. What do you think a win over a guy like David Martinez does for the trajectory of Rob Font at this point in your career?
And unfortunately, I wouldn't say that much. No disrespect to him, as far as like the rankings and stuff like that. I definitely think this fight gives me opportunity to entertain the fans, get out there and test myself and show my growth and show my abilities. Um, as far as rankings, I might move up a spot or two, but like again, it's not gonna like catapult me, right? Um, but it keeps me busy. It keeps me in line. It gets me to three fights in a row. It gets me to obviously have seeing the fans see the work I've been doing, and you know shit, I could potentially see another if we can rebook that road fight after this fight, that'd be awesome. But again, like I do, as far as heading forward, I wouldn't mind and getting there with like a Song Yudong, a Sean O'Malley, even a Peter Young. I think those are the fights I definitely would love to get, ideally. But again, I wouldn't mind to rebook that Reynoso fight as well, because like again, if I can get these guys while they're young and not as experienced, and I might as well get them now before they get to veteran status.
Yeah, before that they get a little too long in the tooth, and you're like, it's a little different now. No, I hear you. Like, I mean, truthfully, I mean, obviously you would know much more than that, but like from an outsider looking in, it sure seems like it's not like you're taking on someone on a losing streak, or you're taking on somebody that just showed up to the UFC. You're taking on somebody that's he's a really tough guy with real, despite having only one fight in the UFC, has a little momentum behind him. So like, I actually think you go out there, you put on a statement performance. Any one of those fighters above you in the rankings, whether it's a rematch or in those other names that you threw out there, I think are all still very viable and like, man, would be really big fights. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, brother, but I know you're in Texas, but I gotta ask, assuming everything goes as planned, you're in the post fight, you're in the presser. Any chance we're gonna see beautiful Emerald Monroe jump on the mic? Because I
Ah,
know, I know it's happened in the past. Of course, I'm referencing your
yeah, yeah,
lovely
yeah,
daughter
yeah,
who
yeah.
has jumped on the mic.
She's in the pool right now, just chilling.
Oh, I had no idea. I had no
Dile
idea.
mamá, mamá,
There's
dile
yeah.
hola, dile hola, mamá.
Oh, ¿cómo está, mamita? Hey, I love it, dude. So,
So like she's half Dominican and Puerto Rican. I'm trying to be cool, man. Hopefully she's gonna be at the fight. We'll see, man. We'll see. She hasn't been to one live at this age yet. She actually fell asleep in the last one. But she hasn't been. So I'm gonna see how she does. But but we'll see. We'll see. That'd be cool though. If I can get her in the back and have her jump on the mic and because she has a personality to die for, man. She's so hilarious right now, especially right now at this stage. And like again, I was out here training, and I felt like for 2 weeks before my fiance and my daughter came out here, and I feel like she's changed so much. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like it happened so fast, and so she's just getting funny. She's getting witty. She's showing her own personality now, and it's pretty cool, man.
It's the best. There's nothing better, dude.
It's awesome, bro. It's
That's picture.
awesome.
That's me and my boys right behind. I got a picture of me and my
Let's
boys on me all the
go.
time.
Let's go.
That's what it's all about, bro. And I'm gonna ask you, man. Uh, I remember when she was first born. God, I've been hitting the head a lot, so forgive me. My memory's not totally all there, but
All
I could
good.
have sworn I remember. Now that we're talking about her, I remember you in an interview years ago after she was born. You kind of touched on like being a girl dad and how it kind of like fuck, what movie was it? I think you had said you were watching like Avatar 2 and like it made you
Awesome.
like, am I right?
Yeah, bro. So I'm in Vegas, right? This is Calvin just got done with like knee surgery, rehab it. So and I know what that feels like. So I just kind of like popped up, surprised him. Like I know, I'm like, hey man, like she was just born, but like I know but I know what you're going through too, and like I'm here, like whatever. So like we're bored, we're hanging out, so we go to the movies, we watch Avatar, and I'm like. And in the beginning of the movie, there's like this little baby avatar that looked at the time it looked just like the baby. I'm like, oh my God, that's her. And I'm like, and like it just hit me, man. It was like it was just so crazy, especially like how the whole story played out and the message they had. It was just like, man, like I just wanted to get back home so fast. And it was funny, man. Like I was like tearing up. I got Calvin's mom next to me. She's crying. I'm sitting there crying next to her too. We watched it in 3D, so we had the glasses on. So I'm trying to hide it, but then after, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just letting it go, man. It was hilarious, man.
It's good. Yeah, the New England Cartel with their fogged up glasses because they're all from Avatar. But bro, like the thing is like I got, like I said, I got two kids. And I get it, man. And like everything changes. And I have boys. I can only imagine once you have a girl, like
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. Like,
it's different, bro. But
uh,
you know, some guys, fuck, I'll get honest with you, bro. Like I was still fighting. My wife was pregnant in the audience, my last fight. And I don't know if after my first son was born, if I personally came back with the same edge that I used to have. I was gonna be totally honest with you. Like
yeah,
that's me. And I've trained with enough guys that some, whether they're honest with me or not, like you see that shit, and I'm like, and that's totally like, bro, like I'm not judging it because that's me.
yeah,
Like I wished I could, like I used to walk in the cage and be like, I'll die out here. And
yeah,
believe
yeah,
it, right?
yeah,
When
yeah,
not, then when my son was born, I was like, I ain't gonna die out here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
But that's not the case for everybody,
yeah,
Rob, right? Like some
yeah,
people can take that and instead of letting it like soften them and take away their edge, some take it and can really turn that into, use it as fuel inside the
yeah,
cage.
yeah,
And bro, if like, despite the Avatar story, it
yeah,
seems like you were able to do the latter. Tell me
yeah,
about that real quick while you're
yeah, man.
poolside
Like,
with your beautiful family.
yeah, no. So I was so the first fight back from so her birth was the Adrian Giannis fight, and then so I was just on fire. I was ready to go, man. I was just like, I'm here, like she's in Miami with me. She goes everywhere. She's been every fight camp, everywhere. She goes there everywhere with us. So it's like it was it was awesome to see, awesome to have her there. Like for some reason it was weird. It was so awkward. She was so calm the day of the fight, even on the way in. She was just like she kind of like knew something was happening. Like she didn't know, obviously she didn't know what's happening, but if to me it felt like she knew something big was about to happen. And like before I left, just gave her the kiss on the cheek, and obviously got jumped in the shuttle and went out there, and then put Adriana's on. I just couldn't wait to get back just to hang out with her. And it was just one of those moments where like, I think it did feel me for sure. Everybody was joking like I got that Papa strength now, and especially the way I finished that fight, it came through. And then obviously the next two fights didn't work out the way I planned. But after that, we went but on two more fights in a row. So like it's motivating to have her with me. It's motivating to kind of like have her with me everywhere. And then like I hold myself to a higher standard because like I know like she's eventually gonna start seeing me training and watching me and so I pretend like she's already there. She understands what I'm doing. There is no like, let me take this round off. Let me slow down a little bit. Let me maybe skip this session. Like I have to put up because like I'm like again I'm a role model now and she's with me all the time, so I can't sit there and miss a schedule or a session or slack on a schedule and then go look her dead in the eye and be like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. I don't want to be that hypocrite either, you know. So having her here is motivating. It holds me accountable, and and it's just the best thing, man. Like right now they're hanging out in the pool, just relaxing. It's just like a family atmosphere. We got Calvin Cater, his sister and her son here, so it's kind of like again, it's a full on family affair.
It's amazing, because obviously you go out there chasing the win, that's what you're there for. But at the end of the day, win, lose, draw, even if your shuttle doesn't fucking make it to the arena, the prize is already sitting back at home. It's sitting out.
There, yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
like you said, like there is that little like I guess less pressure too, because like I feel like I already won. I'm winning in life, like and then like to do what I like to do, to keep training and doing what I'm doing. I'm pretty healthy. I got the squad with me. I got my family with me. We're making decent money, so like we can afford extra things here and there. And it's like, man, I don't want to take this for granted at all, So like just being here, Airbnb, pool, the Minnesota setup is fucking awesome, man. Like it's like the whole little, like got it
Bro, that
all
is a
right there. Like it's everything, So it's like a cool ass setup. We sitting back, we're chilling, man. Like and just enjoying it and just getting ready to kind of like, go out there and do what I love to do. But at the same time, like this right here is just like it's just as fun, Like, but it also again, I also know how to let this distract me at all.
I think your perspective is pretty unique, bro, because I talk to a lot of guys, like especially they're like, I like to talk to them a week of if they don't mind, right? Because it's not everybody wants to, but I think the reason what it makes sense to me why you were so willing to do it, because rather than letting the situation like get the better of you, you really are realizing that you're reaping what you sow right now. I mean, like I don't know what better way, and I'm not trying to glaze you up or nothing, but I don't know what better way to kind of handle everything than to recognize these stresses are the blessings you prayed for, right? And they're all right in front of you, bro.
Bro, this is like you said, the 2014 Rob Font that fought George Roop and got the knockout, like would was wishing for this right here, and now I'm living it. Now I just got to make sure I'm living it. Like I'm like now I don't have to stay at the host hotel. Now I'm like I can show up a little earlier and get comfortable. And it's all obviously it's off of hard work and everything like that. But it's like it's just I'm just fortunate. I'm loving it. I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying traveling. I'm enjoying just meeting new people, training with different schools, just enjoying it all and taking full advantage of it. And again, this will end soon, and I don't want it to I don't want it to end like on a kind of like bad way as far as like me being sour. Like I feel like I did enough in the sport. I do feel like I still have a lot more in me, and I don't want to like overlook what I got, what I've done, and just enjoy it while I'm here right now.
Well, yeah, I think look, like most people that are elite of the elite at anything they do, they're hard on themselves. And I know you're one of these guys that naturally can sometimes be hard on yourself. Like
Yeah,
I remember before that Adrian Yanez fight, that was the one right after Marlon Vera, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember an interview you beating yourself up about that fight when I was like, didn't he just land and attempt the most strikes of any bantamweight in UFC history?
yeah,
And I'm like, and
yeah.
I'm like, all right, I get it. That hurt. But it was like you really did have a lot leading up to that Yanez fight, right? I think that's why it comes up a lot of times. But
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah,
the day, you were still like right there with the elite of the elite.
yeah,
And you kind of keep the ball rolling, and you get that fight, and then you had a couple fights that didn't quite go your way. Their decisions, right? But you're still like I don't think anyone ever considered Rob Font not to be like a top 10 or co-main event fighter in years past. But I think the way that you talk about that self-deprecating or that like that awareness of this could all go away, um, kudos to you. It's not everybody has that. So credit to you,
nah,
brother.
I appreciate it, man. Like it's because like it's funny because I'm like, man, sometimes I forget my age. I'm like, wait a minute, how old am I? Like I was doing medicals the other day, and I got And now I'm at the age where you gotta do extra medicals. I'm like, wait, damn, like what? Why am I doing this, man? You know, I've never done it before. Like, well, my manager's trying to be cool, like, bro, but you're old, you know. Like, I'm like, fuck, like, I'm like, damn, I forgot about that, you know. Like, and then like, so I'm like, I forget, but then like, I don't feel it, you know. I do feel like I'm still the guy at 2014. I'm not. I know I'm not being delusional. Like, I physically feel good. I physically feel like I'm learning. I physically feel like I'm there. Like, and I know what I'm doing, and like. And when I got this opponent, it excited me just like if it was, you know, the championship fight. Like, all right, cool, dangerous. He's stepping up. You know, like you know, it makes sense. It makes sense as far as the card. You know, he's Mexican. This is gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait to walk out with the Puerto Rican flag and get booed. But I feel like at the end of it, they're all gonna be fans of Rob Font after that, anyways. You know, like there's a big you know, there's always been like there's a lot of wars. You see the Mexican fighters versus the Puerto Rican fighters all the time, especially in boxing. Like, so I feel like I wanna recreate that. I want to go out there and have those type of wars. And I feel like this is the perfect guy to do it. You know, I think Raul Rosa would have been cool, but not like this, man. I think Raul would have been on my legs trying to take me down for the like first 2 or 3 rounds until I stopped it and then eventually looked for my finish. But this guy's gonna stand right there with me. And he's gonna try to, you know, so he's gonna try to entertain the fans first and look for his finish. So it's like this is an exciting fight. I think this is a fight the fans should not blink, should not miss. And the UFC knows what they're doing, man. Like they know they put this in the co-main event. It's gonna be a fun fight, man.
Yeah, and most definitely. Maybe, yeah, I like that. It's like we're taking the Chavez Camacho vibe of boxing in the 90s, and we're
Yo,
doing it again with Font versus Martinez
let's
at Noche
go.
UFC 3. Let's go. Rob, this has been incredible, man. I hope I didn't fanboy too hard, bro, because like
Nah,
I
brother,
like
nah, bro.
this was a big deal for me, man. And to talk to somebody of your caliber, um, you know, not just as a media guy, but as a fan, as a fellow Latino man, I'm so excited. I've been a big fan of you for a long time. Excited to see you keep the ball rolling. Why don't you tell the fans and everyone how they can follow you and stay up to speed on all things Rob Font?
Guys, September 13th, please tune in. UFC Noche. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Rob_Font. Yeah, man. I'm usually just on Instagram, but I'm also on YouTube. Not as much as I should be, but check me out on YouTube. And yeah, guys, just stay tuned, man. I'm here. I'm in Texas. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. I'm definitely. Like I say, I'm a fan-friendly type of fighter, so pay attention. I'm putting on a show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for your time, Rob. Fight fans, you are not going to want to miss Rob Font in the co-main event this Saturday, coming to you live from San Antonio. Noche UFC 3, live and exclusively on ESPN Plus, as he takes on David Martinez.
Let's go.
And inches closer to that bantamweight title shot. We're pulling for you, bro.
Thank
Reynoso
you, brother.
Noso loves Rob Font. Best of luck, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me on,
Thank
bro.
you.